I want to weigh in on this as well, and my thoughts on this resolution have really evolved even in the past few hours, as I've kind of gone over it again and again. I was not included in the conversation on this resolution, and I have to reflect on who I am as a person and my history, as we all do. Who we are kind of forms our personalities through our experiences, and my very first memory as a child growing up in the South matters in this regard. And I shared this story earlier today, and I don't share it often, but I think it's important. My very first memory as a child is of being bullied as a 4-year-old by some older Caucasian kids in New Orleans. I lived in an apartment complex, and my dad came to my rescue, as any dad would, and sent those kids off. Well, those kids' parents came back as a group, and they began to assault my dad in front of me. And eventually, as the police came, they didn't come to the rescue of my dad. My dad was actually beaten and dragged out of the house in front of me. This is the first memory I have as a child that I can actually put in order of my life. And as I look forward, these 47 years later, I look at this resolution and I hear the words. And I can tell you that from my singular perspective, words are not enough without action. There must be action assigned to these words, or they're simply hollow. So, I think that there needs to be input from the community. I was not a part. I'm generally a very private person. I was not a part of the march, because I generally keep these things very close to who I am as an individual. But I really think it's important that people have the opportunity to weigh in on this. I say we create an opportunity that the public, that our residents, our diverse community, have a chance to weigh in and make their own recommendations back to the city council and the mayor on what a resolution should look like. And then we move forward as a complete city, one that lives up to one community around the lake, because it's more than words. It's more than a resolution. And I just thought it'd be important to share that.
I just want to say thank you, Shawn, for sharing that story. That means an awful lot to me. As a Spanish teacher, I worked with a lot of immigrants over my career, and lots of people of color as well. This is so important that we have this resolution, but the action, the opportunity for action is exactly what we want to see. What will our action be? If we can have an equity commission or something of that type here, where the people of Lake Stevens can become involved, step up, and have their voices heard, I think that would be very valuable. In my experience of doorbelling thousands of people in Lake Stevens, I can tell you our city is diverse. There is very many cultures in our city that I want you to know. We're not one culture, we're many cultures. It makes us all richer. And I'm so grateful to see that in Lake Stevens. If we can celebrate that with action, as well as this resolution, then I think we're moving in the right direction. And I do want to hear from the people of Lake Stevens as well.